We talk a lot about anime on this channel, and most of that conversation is done while extremely under the influence.
This card's name is not actually Beaver Warrior in Japan.
Yeah, okay.
The card's actual name is Louise.
When I look at his hair, I think there's gonna be like bees coming out of it.
That'd be a sick stand.
Bees coming.
One thing that I hardly ever talk about that I actually appreciate is how unique the storytelling is. The thing about anime is that, unlike a lot of other shows that typically follow a very strong plot line or work on a week-by-week basis, anime tends to have arcs, or dedicated segments of time that branch off from the main story. It's still important, but it gives a few episodes of relaxing the mind after an intense and plot-focused segment before diving right back in on the next main arc. This happens in other shows and forms of media, but it's just so attached to the anime culture and narrative style that it's always the first thing I think of. But it can also create some really difficult comprehension. Like, if I showed you this clip of this show, what would you think it was about? You might think it's a romance or like a coming of age, right? Well, guess what it's really about? Most anime are insanely difficult to predict the ending of. Outside of typical shonen, where the boy becomes the hero and saves the day, it's usually very hard to tell where an anime might end up. So I wanted to see if I could, after watching just one episode, try to predict the ending of an entire series. This idea is definitely not my own, by the way. Scott Kramer has done this, as well as a few other people, and their links will be in the description. I thought this was a really fun challenge, and I just decided to try it with anime. Oh, and by the way, massive spoilers for these 3 anime, obviously. For our 3 anime, I decided on a mystery thriller, an isekai, and a typical shonen. First up, Monster. Surprisingly, I've never actually seen it, but I'd always heard great things, so I figured now is the best time to give it a go. So let's learn about Monster. For those who don't know, Monster is a psychological thriller anime released in 2004, and is critically acclaimed for its entire story, but especially on how controversial the ending is. Now, I don't know anything about that ending, but I'll be damned if I can't figure it out in less than 30 minutes.
That's a whole episode of Seinfeld!
First episode introduces us to the main character, Dr. Kenzo Tenma, as he is in the prime of his success as a neurosurgeon. He's well received by just about everyone, and is even set to marry the head of the hospital's daughter. He is a man of morals, and does his job genuinely because he values every single life, and wants to do whatever he can to save people. Speaking of the head of the hospital and his daughter, they are whack.
A suspicious group of civilians forced their way into the hospital. They were protesting the operation we performed on the opera singer. Apparently, they think we're some kind of charity or something. Our priority is to progress as medical scholars before we save lives. Don't you agree?
They're the stereotypical have the best things and be rich and do anything to look good in front of a camera type of evil. The daughter is especially hateful, going as far as to say that who lives and who dies is basically up to who can afford to be more important.
Like, if you're a broke boy, just say so.
The head of the hospital is no different and even prioritizes more important clients over poor people, even if their injuries are less severe. And it's apparent that in the first episode, our boy just isn't feeling them like that. Dr. Tenma is a man who values helping others, so there's an immediate sense of tension within the relationship, especially since in this first episode, they are engaged. Real sack of shit we got going on here. Bitch, you got your dessert with your steak. You got your steak in the dessert. You got your steak juice in the dessert. Your life is not equal. You're gross. There's also a good bit of information that's presented to us in the background. A TV broadcast shows that we're in Germany during the time in which they're split between East and West. A trade advisor moves to West Germany with his wife and adopted twin children. Later in the episode, it's revealed that the family has been murdered except for the twin children, where the girl lived, but the boy had been shot in the head and needed emergency surgery. Oh, so back to the intro, there was that bullet in the brain. This may be about this boy. Tenma goes in to operate, but is told by the head doctor that he's to operate on the wealthy donor who's also just come in. Knowing that the boy won't survive if he doesn't do the surgery, Tenma decides that all lives matter and decides to save the boy's life.
Nah, I'ma do my own thing.
Yes, sir. Lock in, big dog. And with that, the first episode comes to a conclusion. Oh no, this is all the information that I get? Shit. I have to figure out the entire anime. I have to figure out the entire anime based on this. Okay. I don't think we've met the main antagonist of the whole thing. I think we've just met underlings of a much larger and powerful person. Tenma somehow discovers the truth that he was this small pawn in this big political game, and that the true leader behind all of this was somebody closer to him than he could have ever expected. Maybe it was like his father. It's definitely not his father, but maybe it's like his father or something. Or like somebody that he had operated on once before. And something tells me at the end of all of it, he figures it all out. And it's like a Watchmen sort of situation where he finds a way to like tell the local newspapers about everything, and he like has documented evidence. Or maybe he tells the girl, the young girl, and now that she's older, maybe he tells her about it, and she tells the world or the boy or something like that. And somehow he dies. Like, he finds out about everything, and they meet in like this fucking office room or something, and he's like, you figured it all out, did you? And he's like, why'd you do this? Why'd you do any of this? And he's like, and the fucking evil guy's gonna go on this crazy spiel. He's like, you don't know how the world works. We all want to be good people, but sometimes we're pushed to extremes. Sometimes we have to make powerful decisions that hurt the few so that the many can be strong, or whatever the fuck. And then at the end of it, they have like a battle, maybe a battle of the minds, maybe a battle of the guns. Tenma accepts his fate. He's like, you know, I did everything I could. I finally have the closure I needed, and he gets killed. But at that same moment, it like pans over, like his death. He's like bleeding out, and he's like, ah, but he has like a smile on his face, because then it like fades over to the girl, the young girl, now that she's older, and she has like a stack of documented papers and photographs and evidence or whatever about the entire thing, and she's about to reveal it to everybody. That is what I think this is. That is what I think a monster is all about. This man looking for the truth of what small part he plays in this very large corrupted power circle, and what part all the other people play in it as well. I thought of one more thing. The boy, if he recovers from the surgery, the entire time that Tenma's looking for the truth, the boy is the killer. The boy starts killing all these elite people, right? And they're like, so many elite people are dying, and the elite people they're still evil, right? But they're getting fucked up, and they're like, what's going on? And so Tenma's trying to figure out the truth of that. But at the same time, the boy that survived the headshot, he's killing everybody because he wants revenge for what got done to him and his family. But he also evil as shit now. And so he probably the one that kills. Actually, does Tenma kill him and then the elites kill him? There's somebody dying and all of that. I'm adding that extra theory in there. I'm adding that in. So first off, we're going to start off with my monster predictions, and we're going to have my editor, Sai, give me the scoop on if I was right or wrong. Well, first off, hello. Welcome. Sai, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm nervous. I want to know just how well I did. I feel like I fucking knocked it out of the park. I feel like with one episode's worth of knowledge, you can't do much better than that. So you gotta let me know. First of all, go over my predictions, and then like kind of guide me along and let me know how good each one is before the big reveal.
Like with the small things, you were kind of on point. Like the tiniest of things, you were on point. But then as you went on and tried to make more theories, you might have taken a wrong turn.
Oh, was I losing the plot?
You definitely lost the plot.
Man, what the fuck? Okay, so what tiny things did I get? Like, what like little stuff was I right about?
When you brought up the fact that after the surgery he's going to get fired, you were pretty much on point with that. He didn't get like he pretty much got fired. It was more like a you never work again, but he basically got fired after that surgery for choosing the path he did. Mm-hmm. And old girl doesn't go through with the marriage. So you got that like completely correct.
Yes, I felt that. Okay, yeah. So, but after everything after that, I just started losing. Go ahead and reveal like what the show is about and the sort of pathing that it goes to before we get to the end of it.
So at the start, you were kind of onto something when he said that he was going to go on and go investigate stuff, but he wasn't really investigating any conspiracy involving him getting fired or whatnot, because spoilers, of course, if you haven't seen Monster, the kid he saves, the boy, that is the main villain. That is the monster.
Wait, I did call that. I was like, wait a minute, the boy might end up being the villain of the whole shit. Now I did say he was gonna, I was gonna be like, he's the government or something like that. He's like killing them and then they kill. But I did say he could end up being a villain. I did say it was gonna be. I'm counting that as a fucking dub. I'm counting that as a fucking dub.
I'll give you that. You said it was more of his family. The family that he had at the time that died, they don't mean much in the grand scheme of things either.
What, really?
Johan and the girl, his sister, they had multiple families beforehand.
Oh.
They were like moving family to family, and Johan would kill the parents.
Oh! So this little boy was just fucking insane.
Yeah, it goes deeper into why he does that. His sister was put through a bunch of experiments and really messed up stuff, and then she told him what happened, and then he basically contextualized it as Johan himself going through it.
Okay.
Yeah, so the whole show is basically them trying to get to Johan and stop them, while the doctor, he's basically fighting with whether he's willing to kill Johan and value, are all lives truly worth the same thing, or are some people's lives more important than other people's lives.
Oh, so the fact that he was like a young boy when he saved him, but at the same time he was a monster. That's why they call him Monster. Oh.
Yeah, it's basically like, and it's going through what a monster really is. So there's like other characters there. There is a government thing going on. There's a group that's trying to raise Johan as like the next Fuhrer, the next. Not gonna say that guy's name, but that's like not connected to the people at the hospital or anything like that. It's like another organization.
Damn, I feel like I was really I wasn't close because like I had to pinpoint it, so I wasn't close in the pinpoint. But the little shit that I gathered from just one episode is I'm very pleased. It was pretty good,
yeah. It was pretty good. And the ending, oh my god! So Johan based up this whole thing that mimics the situation that his sister told him. Like the whole thing's just a recreation of the experiment that was done to them. So they're in the town and everything's just going crazy. Like people are just killing each other left and right on the streets. It's like complete chaos.
Okay.
So Johan's there, obviously, because he's trying to find the perfect death, basically. So when Johan's there, the sister's there, and so is the doctor. So they're in the middle of the city. Johan is standing there, pointing at his head, because that's the thing he does, because he's ready to die. He's trying to show the main character the place that he sees, the place where nobody has names. And the doctor has the gun pointed towards him, about to shoot him. And then the sister comes and screams, "No, don't do it." But he's still about to pull the trigger. But right when it's about to happen, because he decides he's not going to pull the trigger because he's not going to kill a person. He's a doctor, that's the whole thing. But Johan decides to grab a kid and like hold the gun to the kid and say, "If you don't kill me, I'm going to kill this kid." But out of nowhere, the father of the kid comes and shoots Johan.
Ah.
Yeah. So the doctor doesn't do it. But after that, the doctor saves Johan again.
What?
Yeah. Saves Johan's life again because he still thinks that everyone's life, no matter who they are still important. And then he goes and meets with the mother because she's an important plot point. It gets Johan's real name and then eventually tells Johan while Johan's in like a comatose state that he had an actual name.
What?
And then the ending's like left up to interpretation what happened because like Johan in a bed, and then in the credits we see the bed's empty, so we don't know if Johan was actually just not there or did he just leave and like go live his own life. We don't know which one.
What the fuck? That's crazy. Yeah. No, that's an insane ending. All right, well, if you could grade me on a scale of 1 to 5 on like where I was at, how well, what would you give me?
I'll give you, since you got like, you did say Johan could be the villain, and then you did get the whole point with like the beginning part, at least with like him getting fired and going on and trying to solve a case of some sort. I'll give you a 2.5.
You know what? That's pretty gracious. I give myself a 2 because I really could. The part I overcooked was that there's this whole organization controlling the whole thing. It was really just the evil ass kid.
That's why I gave you the 0.5 because there was an organization. It just wasn't. It wasn't based because of him, like the doctor. It wasn't really connected to him. It was a whole nother plan. But Johan.
That's Monster. It sounds like a good show. I'm actually gonna go through and watch the rest of it. Thank you to Sai for helping me out. We'll have his shit all over the screen, or have their shit all over the screen. Apologies. And then we're gonna move on to what is it, ReZero or RA0? I don't want to fuck this up for everybody because I ain't never seen it.
I'm gonna be honest, I seen it. I called it ReZero, but I could be wrong, so I wouldn't trust myself for that one.
Well, anime fans, you're gonna have to hold our dicks for that one. We're gonna move on to the next home is K-Dot. Okay, I actually totally lied. We're gonna do Dr. Stone instead. Let's just cut to the show. Dr. Stone is a pretty atypical look at a shonen, where most shonen would focus on fighting. Dr. Stone focuses on science. The story starts out with Taiju, who's determined that today is the day to tell his crush that he likes her. He goes to his friend, main character and Superboy genius Sinku,
just a little sodium chloride,
to let him know that he's serious this time. And one funny thing that I got from their dynamic is that they know each other very well and cover in the areas that the other lacks. While Sinku is pragmatic and laid back, Taiju is optimistic and energetic. A typical relationship, but one that works very well in the anime. As Taiju is just about to profess his love to Yuzu, I'm gonna call her Yuzu. A flash of green light stuns everyone and suddenly begins turning everyone to stone, including Taiju and Sinku. Years pass and Taiju struggles to maintain his sanity. I mean, bro just lost everything the exact moment he was gonna ask his crush out. I probably would have ended it a long time ago, but hey, that's just me. But right when things seem lost, he starts to feel his body again, and before you know it, he's thawed out and able to move around. Now the world has changed quite a bit during this time, and everyone else is still frozen, including Yuzu. But upon looking in the tree that Yuzu is stuck in, Taiju sees a message and knows it's for him. Sinku was on some real genius nigga shit, I'm not gonna lie to you. For him to know the whole thing the whole time is crazy. Following the message's instructions, he runs into, you guessed it, Big Dog Sinku, who explains that over 3,700 years have passed since the Great Stoning, and Sinku has made it his mission to bring civilization back to where it used to be, as well as free all the people who have been Medusa'd. The two boys begin slowly reintegrating themselves with the world around them, with Taiju running errands like hunting and gathering, and Sinku being the scientist trad wife at home, attempting different formulas to figure out how to thaw people out. It seems like progress isn't really being made until the end of the episode, when suddenly... Knowing how shonen goes, the first arc is usually just understanding your bearings and then a first major conflict that usually resolves itself in the first season but creates a larger problem. So let's say at the end of the first season, they have sort of perfected the unpetrification juice. That's what I'll call it. But it has some side effects, like people are getting sick. It makes their aging go faster. Maybe they de-age. I'm not entirely sure. I can't say for certain what it is, but there is some sort of major conflict that comes with unpetrifying the people that Sinku is like, oh shit, I really have to figure this out. Normally there's a tournament arc in season 2. I can't say if there's a tournament arc in this, because there's nothing. What the hell are they gonna have a tournament against? Monkeys? Have monkeys also gained sentience? Maybe there is another group of people who have unthawed themselves, or who have thawed themselves out, and they have knowledge that requires a tournament of the minds, like some sort of science-y type thing, like who can build the best invention, something of that sort. I will say season 2 likely introduces an outside human being that comes from something else, that introduces this whole thing that Sinku and the gang could have never thought of. So I would say season 3, they discover something very important about the green light and why humanity was petrified. And I'm going to guess, this is a fucking just an off-the-wall get. They discover something about the green light that's like extraterrestrial. Like it's not from this earth. And I'm not gonna, they don't know what it is, but that is when they realize that. Furthermore, I will go on to say that in the manga, towards the end, that the green light was some sort of experiment held by aliens outside of this world that wanted to get rid of human beings because they were parasitic to the Earth and the Earth needed a hard reset. Those are my claims. I hope that I am correct on those, but we will see when I interview whoever I decide who has seen the show. So let's go find out if I'm right or wrong. All right, here we have is it Dad or Data Dave? How do you prefer?
Oh, definitely Data.
Right.
Catchphrase is day to day with Data Dave. Data Dave would ring.
Okay, Data Dave. Data Dave here has seen Dr. Stone. Have you read the manga too? Okay, so you just took a look at all the things that I had prophesized.
Yeah.
So go ahead, give me a recount of what I said, and then go ahead and tell me what happened and how accurate I was to anything that happens in the show.
Okay, well, correct me if I'm wrong. Here's the notes I have from what you said. So ultimately on season 1, where we have the petrification juice or whatever it may be, you were like, maybe afterwards there may be some side effects, and now people are getting sick, and Sudoku's going to have to deal with that or those repercussions, or, maybe there's other groups of people that unthawed themselves that'll be problematic. It's like on the sickness part, kind of, but not because of him. It's more so because we don't have medicine or antibiotics in this world. So that's one point. Okay. Now, what was funny when you said, okay, there's another group of these science people and they unthawed themselves and they're problematic. So I'm glad you gave me permission to talk about it. So the funny part is, no, that didn't happen where you unleash science people. What happened is Sengoku and the other guy, he got in a situation where they were like, okay, we need to thaw this girl, right? That the other main character liked. But they're like, oh, we're getting attacked by lions. Oh, there's a super strong guy, because it's anime, that was the ultimate high school, super strong, whatever person. Let's unthaw him. He unthaws him. Dude saves him from tigers. He's super strong, OP. And dude ultimately is like, you know what? I have trauma, and older people are shit. If they're not young, I'm going to kill them. So he just starts breaking. He just starts breaking people that are old, saying, "Look, if you're older or you're problematic or a criminal, you can't live. So if I break you in stone form, it's easier to deal with."
Was there a tournament arc of sorts though about how they dealt with it? No.
What's cool is like I would like that, but this show is about our main character is good at science, and you spend a lot of time of him. Well, we need weapons. Okay, this is how you make spears. Let's spend the whole episode explaining the process of making spears. Oh, well, we don't have glass. Good thing in the village, there's someone good at handling glass, even though he doesn't know what it is. So it's a lot of science-y per episode of him making things to ultimately making some type of pseudo tank. Season 3, what you hit on, I was like, damn, like this is anime. Season 3, we did touch on a bit of the petrification on the device that can petrify.
Yes,
but we don't know where it's from.
No.
We don't. Now I'm gonna just say my predictions. Honestly, you hit it on the nail, saying it must be some outside force. I'm pretty sure humans didn't do this. My prediction, and you said it first, was aliens versus maybe AI. It's one or the other.
So as far as my predictions, from a general standpoint, what would you grade the fact, like how I based each season and how I overall did for the whole show? So each season, and then how I culminated Dr. Stone as a whole.
How do you ask a professor this? Okay, season 1, I'm gonna give you like a 50. I'm gonna be real. It's like you were right on the fact that there's gonna be another forest, but the sickness or whatever may be. No. You know what? 65.
Okay.
It's gonna be.
I'll take it, D.
Because he made antibiotics. So it's like, ooh, good. I'm gonna give it to you. Season 2 with 95.
Hey.
They like that's a jump. It's cause like, oh, we got the other faction. That whole arc is about dealing with our main big bad and what happens towards there.
Got it.
Season 3, I say 85. I mean, it's on the point. It's on the nail. There's something. Honestly, another 90. I'll give it a 90 only because I'm like, your predictions is my predictions, where it's the aliens. I say AI. So yeah, so FAA. I think that's pretty solid.
what a jump to just
it's
completely missed, and then I started getting back on track towards season 2, season 3.
Yeah,
let's go. Okay, well, Dave, thank you. I appreciate it. I thank for the grades. I think I did. I think I was pretty okay. I wanted to be pretty specific about my guesses because you know, it's really easy to like look at an anime and make general observations because it's so obvious. You know, like anime is just like, yeah, and then he's gonna save the day, and then yeah, they're gonna have this. Da, da, da. So for me, I'm trying to like really guess extremely specific plot points, like being sick or whatever. And if I just happen to fail, and if I overcook and I miss the plot point, hey, whatever, you know. But I'm glad that my anime knowledge held up here. So Dave, I appreciate it. If you guys want to follow Dave, you have all his links and everything literally splattered across the screen. Thank you, editor. And Dave, I appreciate you, man.
Hey, appreciate you having me, man.
Now, ReZero's episode is so hard to explain, but I'll do my best. Okay, so check this out. Subaru is a young man that, with no rhyme or reason, suddenly gets isekai'd into a fantasy world. He pretty much immediately accepts this and then tries to learn about the world he's now in. Bad idea, because just like our world, people will take advantage of you. And in his case, it's getting beaten up in an alleyway. This kid sucks, and now he's gonna get the shit beat out of him. Thankfully, a white-haired girl named Satella and her freaky cat thing save the day, and allow Subaru to accompany them as both parties are kind people. Together, they're looking for something stolen from Satella, and Subaru deduces that it was likely stolen from another young girl that he'd seen in the alleyway prior. After asking some questions around the city and helping out the local lost children of the area, like a reverse John Wayne Gacy, Subaru finally gets some intel that the young girl, named Felt, resides on the outskirts of the city. Where the poor people live, ooh! But when the party attempts to meet with her, Subaru unfortunately finds himself in the middle of a trap that wasn't even set for him. Still, a trap's a trap, and both he and Satella are suddenly murdered. How can you not see that shit? Damn, you fucked it up too. How you fuck up that bad? Or so we thought, because he wakes up in the same area he was in at the beginning of the day. Wait, what? Oh, it is the one where he dies and keeps coming. Like, what? Oh, what the fuck? Oh, now I'm way more confused. These episodes are an hour long. Kill me. He ends up really confused as the day happens in the exact same way again, which, by the way, how stupid can you be, right? Like, I would have figured this out in like 2 seconds.
Nope, still can't figure it out.
Anyway, he sees Satella and he calls out to her, but it doesn't go as planned because apparently her name is like a slur or something.
You just call me nigga?
And that's where we end off. That's the end of the episode. I see! I see. Everything makes sense now. Everything makes so much more sense. That's pretty much all I had to work with this, and suddenly I have to figure out the entire anime. So, what I am already understanding about this is that it's sort of an isekai mystery where he has to use the ability of his own like the fact that he can die and just go back over and over and over again. He's going to use that to solve the pieces of each collective thing that's going on. Now, the problem with this is that first episode did not give me any fucking information. These are the things that I'm going to say. One, Subaru is going to go through a lot of psychological damage. Second, that girl has some sort of traumatic, Satella I'm speaking of specifically, has some sort of traumatic ass backstory. Something happened to where she was cursed when she was born, so all the elves died, or the fact that she was half elf, like fuck some kind of pact up, and magic is hard to come by. Not a lot of people can use magic, so that's some elite shit, so she's probably on some elite shit. Being able to conjure and talk to spirits, also very elite shit. Felt has divine protection, which means the world loves her. That also seems to be some sort of gift given to her from the actual land itself, or the gods type of shit. But I have literally no idea how to guess how, at least I'm not sure if it's over, but at least where it's currently at in the anime. Actually did some really evil shit, and that's why she was outcast. Like she killed She like wiped out a village, and everyone saw her do it. That's one of them. Second is that Felt, no matter what he does, dies. And she is not the only side character that dies based. I bet side characters die based on the arc. And lastly, the hard guess about where this show is currently at or where they're going is Subaru understands his power and it's taken a toll on him, but he's found out much about the world, about divine protections and yada yada yada, and that insignia is a group of ultra powerful mages that the girl with the purple hair, they're trying to defeat to summon the ultra evil assassin Dark Lord mage, and they need the insignias to do it. She herself is like some super elite assassin, and they don't like the people with the insignias, so they're trying to get rid of them so they can summon their lord back so he can wipe them out and then usher in some brand new age. This is probably the hardest one to just make a snap judgment of, because there is no information to go off of. The entire point of the first episode was to explain the gimmick of his character, and it took 30 minutes for him to die the first time, and then he went through a whole different thing to die the second time. It barely gave us anything to work with, so I know nothing about the world around. But let's hope I'm right. Fuck it, I'll shoot from curry range with this one. Let's see. All right, for the second interview, I brought my good friend and my thumbnail designer, fellow content creator, Biscuit. What's up, big dog?
How you doing? Glad to be here. I'm honored. You know what I'm saying?
I'm here to discuss whether or not I can just accurately predict an entire show off of one goddamn episode. Okay, so walk me through my guesses and then tell me what you know about the anime. You can even go into the manga, but we're more so specifically about where the current anime is at.
So I'm not a manga reader for ReZero. I'm caught up to date with the anime. I'm not gonna lie to you, when it comes to anime shows, this is honestly probably top 3 most convoluted. This is probably like one of the worst shows you could have chose to try to figure out. Like, literally probably the worst one. But based on what I seen, you ain't do too bad.
So what was the first thing that I even said? Because I can't remember shit.
So okay, one of the things you said that is like 100% spot on. That's one of the focal points of the show, is that this man Subaru, his psyche and his mind is like, it gets messed up horribly. Very, like, him dying over and over and over again, him realizing people aren't gonna remember what things that he remembers, that happening to him constantly, him having to save people that don't even know that he's trying to save them. It gets to his head, and like, he literally has like manic episodes here and there.
That's what I'm talking about. See, I was thinking about it from the sense of like, if I had to save a motherfucker that won't know anything about anything that just happened, like if I had to be like, run bitch, go get some help, like 99 times in a row, I'd be like, I don't know if this is worth it. Like, what's my whole point? What's my whole purpose of doing this? Why am I living this day over and over again?
Yeah, so her name, I don't know if they said it in the first episode or not, but her name isn't actually Satella. Her name's Amelia. And
oh, okay.
Satella is actually a very, very infamous witch that everybody knows of.
Right.
But they compare her to Satella a lot because they look very, very, very similar.
Yeah, her name was like, at the end of the first episode, they talk about her name being like the most evil witch, the cursed witch, something bad, something very negative towards it, and that's literally how the episode ends.
She didn't even. So what happened is, like, in the first art, or the first like cycle, she said her name was Satella, and the second cycle, she didn't say her name yet. But for him to call her Satella is like very, very offensive.
Oh shit! He didn't call it an N-word.
Yeah, that's why she was like, huh? You call me what? Pretty much like one of the overarching things you were saying is that like he's gonna have to come to terms with the fact that some people he's not gonna be able to save. That's wrong.
Oh,
that's wrong.
Okay.
That's for sure wrong. Because the one thing about Subaru is that he's gonna find a way to make sure. That's why it's like his psyche is so messed up, because he keeps dying over and over again. Even when the situation seems that dire and it's like, yo, I don't think there's a single way you can even help this person or save this person. He's like, no, there's gotta be a way. Reset.
That's crazy.
Yes, like over and over and over again. So there hasn't. I can't say that there's been a person that he's tried to save that he's failed to save. There is somebody right now that is like in a coma, so it's kind of like on a hold. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Low permission slip needed. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't seen him fail. Like he has died to things unforeseen. He has died to by people that he cares about. He has died to himself, and that is just like happened over and over again. So it's like not only is he dying, he's dying from people that he cares for. Like he may try to save someone and they kill him. You're pretty much saying that people like the world don't like people with insignias, and like the girl with purple hair is like a type of assassin, but they're trying to summon an ultra assassin dark lord. I mean, okay.
Listen, that makes sense. If you saw one episode, that shit would make sense.
I can't.
All right.
Be mad at you. I can't be mad. You know what I'm saying? I'm not.
You look like a disappointed parent.
I may be a little disappointed.
Okay. All right.
No. But like you said, like there's a cult, and like that cult is like still trying to get to something, and I think they're trying to like. It's a bunch of which, like I said, I'm lost as of right now, as of where it's at right now.
There's so much I don't know about this goddamn show. I'm gonna have to just watch this show. This one, yeah, you're right. This is the most difficult one by far to understand.
You had a couple hits. You definitely had a couple hits, though. Don't get it twisted. You definitely had a couple hits.
Okay, so for the most part, over the 3 guesses that I had, including the main guess, what would you give each one from like, oh, this is like an A+, you nailed this, to like F, dog, you burned the kitchen down, you overcooked, it wasn't even close?
Okay. I would say the worst one was probably the second one. That's like a D+.
I'll take it.
Yeah, like
I'll take it.
The last one, your hard guess about like the people trying to summon some type of dark lord. I feel like that probably is their goal. I give that like a B-.
Okay, I'll take it. That sounds about right. Yeah, we don't know yet, and it's not correct so far. So yeah.
About his psychological being fried, cooked after all the things he goes through. That is literally a S.
Oh shit. Okay.
That is literally S. Because that's literally one of the main driving points. I would say that's literally S. No doubt it's S.
All right, well, I appreciate that. I am gonna have to watch the rest of this to figure out what's going on, because now the more lost I am, the more I need to figure out the situation. I appreciate it, Biscuit. Everybody, where I'll have all his links. You have like a duo channel as well. I'll have all their links as well, all over the screen right now.
I watch anime on my channel, Look on Biscuit. If you like anime, I watch anime. You know, it's like you like anime, I like anime. Let's watch together. You know, that's all.
And you probably clicked on this video because you saw his thumbnail for it. So there you are, Biscuit. I appreciate you. I'm gonna go try and figure out more anime now. Yeah, I'm doing this again.
Good luck.
Thanks, man. I don't need it. So, did I guess any of these correctly? No. But I was surprised at just how much I was able to get right, just based on my knowledge of anime cliches and storytelling tropes. I think I'd like to do this again, so please give me some more anime with confusing plot lines in the comments down below. And subscribe while you're at it. Okay, bye.